To succeed, they will need to take on the competition. Their rivals, the Yellow Jackets, are half the size, but they have numbers on their side. The third faction is the wild card, the humble honeybee, favorite prey of the killer hornets. They may be small, but they are fierce. Each species is armed with potent venom, and each will fight to the death for their empire. To us, it's a story of clans at war. But to these winged warriors, it's a race for survival. The mountain forests are a These feisty yellow hornets are smaller than their giant cousins in the south, but they are fiercely territorial. And they will fight to the death to protect their hive. They are always on high alert. Below them, the territories are swarming with predators. But they've built their hive in the mountains, remote and safe. For now. Within the hallowed grounds of a 500-year-old temple, the Yellow Jackets thrive in peace and prosperity. Before winter sets in, they will raise their young and die off, leaving only their new princesses to survive. But the exotic summer flowers have lured a dangerous predator into their midst. A giant killer hornet. The most feared wasp on the planet. Her stinger is laced with deadly venom, and she's the only hornet who hunts in swarms. Giant hornet scouts search out rival nests to steal larvae, which they feed to their own hives. She's a voracious predator and a cold-blooded cannibal. Prowling the airways in search of protein, her wings flutter up to 1,000 times a minute and can lift prey 1/3 of her body weight. When she finds a food source, she deposits a chemical called a pheromone to scent mark the location and alert fellow scouts to the area. Her large alien eyes wrap around her head, giving her nearly 360-degree vision. she can scope out danger from any direction. But today, their hive has been marked, and a giant killer advances on their tranquil shrine. The Yellow Jackets' days of peace are numbered. The giant killer hornet is a long way from home. Below the mountains and across the crystal stream, she flew from the southern territories in search of bounty. Her own empire is buried deep in the heart of the bamboo forest. To her hive is unassuming, but underground she's spawning an alien-like empire. A single queen can lay up to 2,000 eggs in a season, and this hive is already thriving. Her firstborn are the workers. They've taken over the duties of feeding so that their queen can concentrate on laying more eggs. Her second batch of eggs are a week old and have developed into ravenous grubs. The grubs may look helpless, but there's a twist, and generate a tiny droplet of fluid. It's Vesper amino acid mixture, an energy-rich cocktail, which is the main source of nutrition for the adults. Without this reciprocal feeding, the workers would run out of energy and die. The grubs use this food exchange to control the adults' behavior and manage the entire social colony. They are the engine that runs the hive and fuels an insatiable need for protein. They produce a fine silk thread from a tiny salivary gland, no larger than a pinprick. Their mouthparts weave the sticky thread into a silken cap, encasing them into a protective cocoon. The silk will dry and harden, sealing the grubs in place. This will be their final rite of passage before emerging as fully fledged killer hornets. 2 weeks from now, a whole new legion of giants will enter the bamboo territory. The dense woodland is prime hunting territory for a rival family of giant hornets. The rock samurais are a step behind the bamboo hive. But beneath their stone facade, there is great activity at work. A sentry stands guard, like a bulldog with mandibles at the ready. Inside the dark chamber, the first generation of workers are rallying to house their own new queen. They need to catch up with the bamboo hive to be able to compete